What's up, gamers?
What's up, gamers? Wow. Yeah. Hey,
Hey,
how's it going?
it's going pretty good. Just drinking this Gatorade.
I got a Monster Max.
Nice.
I just got done streaming too.
Nice. I streamed earlier. I'm going to stream more.
Yeah, I might stream more because I'm not tired.
Hell yeah.
Depending on how I feel after this podcast thing, I'll probably go live again. Just hang
Hell
out.
yeah. I like it.
Get them Twitch Primes.
Yeah. Gotta get those Twitch Primes. That's almost as good as going to our merch stores.
Do you mean like the Nixxiom Corner Store and crensloth.com, which is linked down below in the description?
Yeah, those are the ones.
Wow, that's amazing.
That is crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Truly insane.
Nah, man. Like, all right. So, most likely, I'm actually going to be uploading this episode this upcoming Monday because we're recording this on Wednesday because we both got a little busy. So we're technically this episode's a week late. So apologies for that. But 2 weeks ago, there was a comment left on the last Two Nerds podcast, and it was the one that says "Little changes lead to big results." And somebody, I can't directly quote the comment, I do not have it open, but they pretty much said, "Could you talk about like your first big accomplishments on YouTube? Like, what were your like initial goals or something? Like 10,000 subs, like 10,000 views on a video, 10,000 likes." And then just before we started recording, I was like, yeah, and then we could talk about like maybe just success in general and how we kind of view that subject.
Yeah, I think it's a good topic.
That's our topic. That's how we do things, guys. Like, we're just like, what are we going to talk about this week? Writing books. All right, hit the record button. Let's go.
Yeah, that's it.
So in this case, it's like YouTube achievements and then success. All right, go. Hit the record button. All right.
Yeah.
Do you want to start, friend?
I'm
sure. Taking off my sandals.
I can tell you disappeared into the background.
Oh, did I?
Also, people in the comments, tell me, how does my microphone sound? Because I don't know other people's opinions. Because when I hear it, I sound very muffled. But then sometimes I don't, and other times I think I'm too loud or I'm not. I just want to know. So
yeah, I don't know what causes that.
I don't either. It's like
I'm just recording with OBS.
Yeah, I don't know. So
I mean, as long as it's listenable, and if it's not, then what I could do is I don't know, find a different recording software or something. I don't know.
I could like record my shit and just send it to her or something.
Yeah, or I could just upload it to the YouTube channel. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. So
whatever. All right.
Just let us know.
So let us know.
So yeah, accomplishments, achievements.
What was your first YouTube goal?
My first YouTube goal was, what was it? I don't know if it was subscriber based or video view based. I know for a fact I wanted to hit 20,000 subscribers because my friend at the time, Rurikar.
Okay.
So if you look up Rurikar and Jimmy, you'll see Jimmy the World of Warcraft story in March 7th, 2007. And that video's got 8.5 million views. And at the time, he had about 20,000 subs. He also had Pepitos, the World of Warcraft story, had this U-Realm show. And he was one of those people where he started as like my mentor, essentially. Well, like a guy I looked up to, and then I became friends with him, and now we're good friends. And so I'd be in his guild, and I'd be like, dude, like if I only had your amount of subs, like, oh, that'd be crazy. And he'd be like, all right. And so eventually I did hit that. And I think what I remembered from then was I was like, nice, I did it. And as soon as I hit it, I was like, well, now I got to hit like 50,000. And so it was like a short-lived appreciation of hitting that goal. And I was like, all right, well, now on the next one, you hit 50. And then you're like, all right, now I got to go for 100,000. Then you're like, all right, I hit 100,000. Now I got to go for 200,000. And then, the cycle continues until you decide, hey, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to just focus on the subscriber goal. Maybe I'm going to focus on getting a video to 1 million views, or maybe I'm going to focus on, doing something else, like growing a Twitch stream or something. So,
dude.
Overall, I think my biggest goals back in the day were to just get like 20,000 subs, which I did, and then to kind of get a video over 100,000 views. And I actually did that pretty quickly with my unreleased Cataclysm trailer. I remember it hovered around like 70, then 80, then like 90,000. When it hit 100,000, I was like, whoa! I was like so happy. And I remember because every day I would type in Cataclysm trailer in the YouTube search engine, and it would always be in like the top 3. And I was like, sweet, that's all I wanted. And so those are the things I can remember from back then. What about you?
Well, real fast before we move on to my story, I wanted to ask the question because I'm sure people might be curious about this. You had a goal to, get 20,000 subs. And before you released unreleased Cataclysm trailer, as you were sort of building up to that, did you ever sort of at times think, oh man, like this is taking forever, like holy shit, like this is really hard, or I'm never gonna hit the goal, like whatever, like you doubted and despaired as everybody does? And how did you kind of work through that?
Like,
or did you not even care?
Did I doubt myself essentially?
Like, did you ever like hit a point where you were like, I'm gonna hit 20,000 subs, and then you released video after video after video, and your sub count, yeah, it's going up a little. You're getting like 5 subs every day, 10 subs, whatever, and you're like, man, this is gonna take forever. Like this could take years, and there's no guarantee I'm even gonna hit this. Like, did you ever doubt and despair? And if so, how did you get past that?
I never doubted it.
Okay. Yeah, I can actually relate to that.
I legit never doubted. Like some people, you'll hear them be like, yeah, I didn't think I was going to do it. And then, I turned it around. I legit from day one, I was like, I'm going to grow and I'm going to hit this. And I never doubted it. You can call that, egotistical or like narcissistic, but I wasn't like, I'm the best. I was literally like, I know I can do this and I'm going to do it. And I did it. And once I did it, I think that just gave me even more confidence to keep going and being like, hey, look at this. I did this thing I set out to do that not many people have done. And it just, it just springboarded me essentially.
Yeah. I'm getting some real fast off topic, but I'm getting like some messages sometimes from OBS saying like the encoder is a little overloaded. Everything seems fine, but hopefully if there's any hiccups or anything in the podcast, I apologize for that. But I've had this happen before, but there were never any issues. But I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Anyway, I remember. Well, are you finished? Can I tell my story, or do you want to add some more?
No,
okay.
You can tell yours.
Okay, so I remember a long time ago, back when me and Mookluck were first getting started with YouTube and growing and whatever. I remember having this conversation with him at one point, and I think I had maybe like 2,000 subscribers or something. And I think we talked about it, and it was like when do you become a YouTuber? That was like the subject of our conversation that day. And I think Mookluck had the opinion at the time that you can officially call yourself a YouTuber if you are doing YouTube seriously and you have over 5,000 subscribers. That's when you can say, I'm a YouTuber. You might not be a big one, but you're a YouTuber. So I remember one of my first goals was to hit 5,000 subs. And just like Crendor just said, there was never a moment where I thought to myself, I'm not going to hit 5,000 subs. Like, it's almost like... It's not that I sat there and thought to myself, oh, I'm not going to hit 5,000, or I was sitting there thinking I am going to hit 5,000. I was too focused on just releasing the next video to even really think about it. It was just like, I'm making videos and like, we'll just see what happens. But I just remember like in the back of my head, it was like kind of a subconscious goal to hit 5K. Eventually I did hit that. And then I remember having a conversation with Mookluck again, and we sort of upped that number to 25K. Like, okay, all right, 5,000 is kind of small. So 25K is when you can officially call yourself a true YouTuber. You know what I mean? And I remember I worked towards that for a while. The those were my initial goals. I also remember back in the day having a goal to have a video hit 100,000 views within 24 hours of its release. And it was a goal that I never thought would actually happen. Like, maybe it would, but I don't know. But it did eventually happen, and it was with How to Mage. I remember watching the view count just going up all throughout the day, and I remember waking up, and a few hours passed, and it hit the 24-hour mark, and I looked at the view count, and it was like at 103,000 views or something, and it blew my mind. I was like, yeah, like that was incredible. So How to Mage actually has a very special place in my heart because of that. And I think those were sort of like my primary, like the primary goals that I had. Yes, I set goals to hit like 100,000 subs, 200,000, whatever, all that stuff. But I don't think they were as important as those first couple of goals to kind of get started. At least not for me. I don't know about you.
When you say like get started, what do you mean?
Well, it's sort of like that initial, like, going from, I guess, going from being like, your regular kind of part-time worker to actually becoming a true full-time YouTuber. Like essentially, like once I started doing the thing as a job, I didn't really set as many goals anymore.
Yeah,
I just sort of like kind of let things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I would say, I would set kind of like smaller goals where I'd be like, I want to make this video this week, right? And I'd be like, okay, I did it. Where like it's not that big of a accomplishment, but like I'm like, okay, I still did it. It's almost like making a to-do list or something where it's satisfying, but it's not like a goal where you're like, I want to, do this thing that takes weeks or months or years.
Yeah, so. I can get that.
Yeah.
Usually for a while, like I've sort of set goals to, do the exact same thing. Like, I'm going to do these 3 videos this week. Or I'm going to have these videos done by the end of this month. I even got a few written on my whiteboard in the other room. Just video ideas that I want to finish within the next few weeks. So I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And I remember some other things that I wanted to hit, like goal-wise. I remember on Twitch, I wanted to hit 500 subs. And I remember doing that. And then one big goal I had was during Classic WoW beta, I got the most subs I'd ever gotten on Twitch, which was 3,200. And it was crazy. And I remember I think my goal for Classic WoW beta was like 1,800 because that was a new emote. And we hit it, and I was like, all right, well, I mean, may as well try for 2,000. Then we hit 2,000. I'm like, well, may as well go for like 2,200. And then I was like, yeah, you just keep going up. I'm like, well, we may as well just keep doing it. I remember the subs were about to fall off, and I was just like, we got to get 3,200. I'm never going to make it back here. And then we got to 3,200, and then it all fell off.
Yeah. So, I'm never going to make it back here. Come on, guys.
Which, maybe I will.
It worked.
But,
yeah.
Nice. I don't plan on it anytime soon.
Yeah. It's funny. When you said, oh yeah, I set a goal to hit 500 subs on Twitch, I've never really set a Twitch goal before. I've like pushed the community to like reach a new like sub count to unlock new emotes, but I've never been like, okay, I got to hit this many subs and gone on the whiteboard and be like, okay, how am I going to do it? Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to advertise my stream on these platforms and blah, 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 and I'm going to create these events. I've never really done anything like that before. Everything that I've done has been very like kind of spontaneous and impromptu. And I've certainly found there was a period, I don't remember when it was. I think it was around when BFA came out or maybe a few months after it came out. That was when I hit like my highest growth in terms of Twitch. Like I remember it was just taking off, and I was getting more subs than I had ever had before. And it's funny that you say that your goal was to break the 1,800 sub goal, because that's what I'm trying to break right now. Because I think I got to like 1,600 something subs. And I was like, yeah, this is amazing. Holy crap. And then it just dropped off from that. And then I took, in 2019, I took like several months off from streaming. And like when I did come back to streaming, it was very like sporadic. I would stream like a day or two, then I wouldn't stream for like a week and a half, come back, stream one day, wouldn't stream for a week. But now I've been like streaming more like full time, and I'm almost back to 1,000 subs. And so that's pretty cool. So I mean, I'm coming for you. One sub at a time. I'm coming for that 1,800.
Hell yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, dude. Fuck, let's do it.
And meanwhile, I've actually, like, speaking of goals, it's kind of funny because, like, back in the day, I'd be like, oh, I want to, get to, like, 1 million views on YouTube or get this video to 100,000. And now, I'd let my YouTube kind of sit out there for a while, and it dropped all the way down to, man, what was my lowest viewed month? Wow, Crendor's Social Blade.
Crand.
It's me. My lowest viewed month was January. I only had 132,000 views that month.
Wow.
Which was the lowest ever. Like even back in like 2017, I was getting like 1 million, 1.2 million, 2 million, 1.3, 1.4. And then 2018, I was kind of averaging like maybe like 300, 400, 500,000 views. But the thing was, I was doing Twitch all the time. So I was like, YouTube, whatever. Yeah. And I kind of just pushed it aside. And so I kind of expected people to stop caring, essentially, Or I'm like, if I don't care about it, why should other people care about it?
Yeah.
And so now, as I've like gotten back into YouTube and I've kind of just been like having fun with it again, I've made it a goal for myself where like I want to hit 1 million views in a month again. So that's like a current goal I've set for myself. Last time I hit 1 million views in a month was March of 2018. So probably 2.5 years ago. And this month I got to 663,000. So I got over halfway there.
Wow, well done.
Yeah, so it's like 5 times what I had in January already. So I'm just having fun and trying to hit it, and I think I'm going to do it. I don't know when I'm going to do it, whether it's next month or the month after that or whenever, but I'm going to do it.
How do you, do I want to ask this question because I feel like we've talked about it before. I was going to say, like, for the viewers' sake, because they might be curious, maybe they haven't seen the previous episodes of Two Nerds. I was going to say, like, how do you personally accomplish goals or approach them? But I feel like we've talked about that before.
Have we? I don't know.
Well, I know I have.
You probably have.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, for me personally, I'm all like, whenever I see something going, well, I don't overwork myself, I guess is one way to put it. Right. I try to work smarter, not harder, that whole mindset behind it. Because when I think about it, I always compare it to like working in a garden. And there could be 2 people working in a garden, and one person just keeps, doing the same thing over and over. Maybe they're like, oh, I keep watering the dirt, and I keep like tilling the fields, and I keep doing this, and I'm, working 20 hours a day, and nothing's happening. And it's like, well, did you plant the seeds and like take care of it properly? And they might be like, oh yeah, no. So it's like, it's very possible to just overwork yourself and not do what you need to do to make it happen. And so I'd rather kind of figure out a plan and be like, all right, this is what I'm going to do. Like, maybe I'm going to make this type of video. I'm going to go in with this strategy. I'm going to do this type of video, blah, blah. And then, however long it takes is however long it takes. I'm not like, oh, I don't want to work at all. It's not that type of thing. But I like going into whatever I'm doing with like at least some sort of plan, even if it's not, a full, I'm not going to write like a 10-page paper on it or something.
Yeah.
But that's how I like to do it.
Actually, I guess I can give a quick rundown of, I know I've talked about this before on Two Nerds, but just quick rundown how I do goals. Same thing that Crendor just said, like it's a plan. But how I approach a goal, whether it was when I lost 80 pounds or, whether it's something that on YouTube, like or like even the to be quite honest, like even the 5,000 sub goal and 25K sub goal and all that stuff. I start by like looking at my goal, whatever it might be, and I sort of make like an oath to myself, like I am going to do this. Like there is no future that exists where this has not been accomplished in my life. Like I will die if trying to do this thing. But then what I do is, like, let's say it's to like lose weight. I'm probably going to make a video and talk more about this because I find a lot of people, fail at things like weight loss and starting a business and blah, 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 because I think they go about it the wrong way. Like when you're trying to lose weight, for example, like people will say, oh, like you have to eat these foods and you have to diet and you have to track your calories and you have to do these exercises and blah, blah, blah. The thing is, back when I was like losing weight, I didn't want to do any of that crap because that stuff's boring. Like, so what I did is I just said, hey, I'm gonna lose this weight. I will do this. I was disciplining myself. And then I just asked myself, okay, I must lose this weight, but now what do I want to do that will lead to the goal? And in my case, even now, like even today, I went mountain biking, and back then I went mountain biking. Instead of counting calories and stuff, I replaced McDonald's with going to Subway. I replaced microwave, sometimes I would just get pizzas and stuff, frozen pizzas, and I replaced those with those lean vegetable microwave things. Then I started making my own stuff, fresh, blah, blah, blah. What I did, I just reinforced my must with wants. I want to do this that will lead to my goal. And that's how I kind of approach YouTube and Twitch today. A lot of people tend to set these goals, I feel, whether it's to lose weight or anything, and they're miserable the entire way, getting to the top of the mountain. It's just agony for them, and that's not fun. That's terrible. So for me, it's I want to hit 1,800 subs. I want to get this new emote. Okay, how am I going to do it? Well, I could theoretically, let's be real here, most people know me as a WoW YouTuber, so I could just nonstop play WoW for 12 hours every single day. All right, maybe that would be the fastest way to the goal, but let me tell you something, I can't play WoW for 12 hours a day. All right, fuck that. So what I would rather do, what do I want to do? I do want to play WoW, but I also want to play Halo, and I want to play League, and I want to play American Truck Simulator and do cigar streams and have this nice variety of stuff. And honestly, I found that by having that variety of stuff on Twitch, or back in the day, having a variety of content on YouTube, it actually makes more people come to your streams and subscribe and all that stuff and blah, blah, blah. So, and it's great because I'm doing what I want to do in order to accomplish what I must do. And that's how I approach things. Someone messaged me on Facebook, by the way. Let me see what they said.
Hey.
Shut up. All right. Talk to you later. So that's my quick rundown. That's how, in my life anyway, this is segueing into the core subject of the pod, or of this episode. That's how I have found success in my life personally, in whatever it is I've tried to do. And my latest thing, which I'll talk about in more detail later, is I'm currently writing a book. And me and Crendor have talked about writing books on the podcast before. Oh, I'm writing a book. And it's not just I'm talking about writing it. Oh, no, I'm writing it. We've gotten a lot done already. It's coming. Stay tuned.
Ooh.
Yeah. But I've talked enough. Thoughts, Crendor?
I was actually going to mention how you said it's kind of instead of looking at it as I'm going to lose weight, it's about focusing on the things that you need to do to lose weight, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a great way to put it, because it can go with anything. Maybe you're oh, I want to make YouTube. Maybe I want to make a YouTube channel, right? And you just keep thinking, I want to make a YouTube channel. I'll make a YouTube channel. And you're just I don't know, because you don't know where to start, because you're just constantly thinking, I want to make a YouTube channel. I don't know where to start. So instead of thinking about, I want to make a YouTube channel, be all right, you know what? I'm going to, I'm going to record something, right? You're I'm just going to film something. You make that your goal. Because once you film something, maybe you're okay, I've got the footage for whatever you want to do. Maybe record like a video game thing. You're like, now I'm gonna talk over it, or maybe you want to, put it in the video editor and you start playing around with it and editing it, and whatever it is, it's like you're taking a step in the right direction. And I think focusing on the steps in the right direction is like the best way to go about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like even today, or like, if I rewind the clock to like 2 years ago when I was originally, or however long ago it was, when I was like losing the 80 pounds, I wouldn't wake up and think, oh man, I got to lose 80 pounds. Or like maybe let's say I had lost 20 at this point. So it's like, oh, I got to lose 60 more pounds. Okay, so what can I do to like lose it? I would just wake up and say, oh man, you know what I want to do today? I want to go for a hike. Or I want to go mountain biking, or I want to go swimming, or I want to go for a run, or like something like that. And then I would go mountain biking and have a great time and be like, wow, that was fun, like sweating and just having a good old time. And then I would like the next day get on the scale and be like, oh, look, I lost another pound. And like, that's what happens. When I was building my YouTube channel, I just wanted to make WoW Machinima and make like stupid like top 10s and an occasional Q&A. I wasn't thinking about like, it's like going back to the 5K thing and Crendor's 20K thing. It's like I wasn't sitting there thinking to myself, oh man, I got to hit 5,000 subs or 25,000. It was just, I'm just going to make another WoW Machinima. Or I'm just going to make another top 10. And then, oh, look, 25,000 subs. There he is.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I lost 80 pounds. There he is. Wasn't even thinking about it.
Yeah.
Hopefully that makes sense.
No, I think it does. In fact, like when I would, a lot of times, even back when I was making machinimas, I would be like, I don't know where to start with this machinima, or like, I don't know how to start this video or whatever. And a lot of times, what's up, gang?
That's where you start.
And what I would do is like, I'd write the script and I'd be like, all right, now I got a script, but then I'd be like, then there's like so many more processes I got to go through. I got to film and edit and do everything. And I was like, all right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to record the voice lines for like the first, I don't know, I would do like the first 1/3 of the film. And I'd be like, all right, well, I got that done. I may as well just do it all. Because once you get in the rhythm of doing it, you're like, hey, screw it, I'll just do the whole thing. And then you get all the audio clips. And then you take all that and you put it in the Sony Vegas. And you're like, hey, I got all my audio in here. I may as well just start filming stuff. So then you start filming everything. And then before you know it, you're like, dude, I'm pretty much done. And, just taking that little step to be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to do some audio recording for 5 minutes or something ends up taking you the whole way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's, I think it's called the 5-minute strategy. Something, or I mean, you're not using its exact name, but I've heard about it.
Yeah.
Where essentially if you have to do something, you just say, okay, I'm going to do this for 5 minutes. Because everyone can do something for 5 minutes. I'm going to wash the dishes for 5 minutes. And then like, once you do it for 5 minutes, or even if you say, okay, I got to do the dishes. Okay, I'm just going to wash 1 cup. That's my challenge.
Yeah.
1 cup. I can do that. Once you just start, you're just like, okay, I might as well finish.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
And you kind of make it past that mental blockade where your brain's trying to be like, no, don't do things. Relax. Don't do anything. And so, yeah, it can literally be anything. It can be exercising, like you said. You'd be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna walk around the block and come back, and that's it. You can even be like, I'm gonna walk down the street and walk back. You don't even have to go around the whole block.
Yeah.
And then even if you just do that, you're like, hey, that wasn't too bad. Maybe next time you're like, you know what? I'm gonna do 2 blocks. And then you're like, hey, you know what? I walked 2 blocks. I'm just gonna go the whole way.
Exactly.
And before you know it, yeah, you're literally just, doing what you want to do.
Little changes lead to big results.
Yeah.
That's right. How do you define success for you personally? Like, don't hold back. Just be like, oh, this is how I see it. I don't care if you disagree.
How do I define success?
For you personally, not for anybody else.
For me personally, I would say, for me, success is having the ability to do the things you want to do in life and be able to live without the struggles of, I don't know, like the average struggles of like, I can't pay my bills, I can't do this thing, do that. So it'd be probably a mixture of like being able to live comfortably from that aspect, being able to not have to report someone else for a job, that was always one of my biggest things was like, I want to be self-employed. I want to be my own boss. So as long as I'm doing that, I find myself being successful.
Okay.
And then I'd say the other one would be constantly growing and enjoying what I'm doing. So I'd say if I'm enjoying doing YouTube and it's growing, that makes me happy because I'm like, okay, I'm putting my effort and my energy into this thing and now that's growing. And, if I'm doing Twitch and I'm really focusing on it and I'm losing subscribers and followers and viewership, I'm going to be like, oh God, like,
Yeah.
what's going on? So, like, obviously I'm putting effort and energy into YouTube right now and it's growing. And I'm like, this is great. I'm being successful. I'm moving in the right direction because that's what I want to happen here. And so if I was doing that and I was still like losing subscribers and viewers and everything, I would feel like I would need to reassess everything around me and be like, what am I doing wrong and everything like that. So that's how I define it.
So, for me, very, very similar answer to what you just said. So the second part of what you talked about, like the desire for constant growth, that to me, in and of itself, is a successful based mind or a success based mind. If you have this desire to like just constantly improve, like you will succeed naturally. Because I think that the moment, and I know some people will disagree with this because we've talked about this before and people disagreed in the comment section. That's fine. But like the moment that you become content, I think is the moment that, well, that's not good. That's not good in my mind. It's a double-edged sword, though, because on one hand, yes, like always striving for growth is great, and it can take you places. Like, you can go from working some shitty job to, making bank as some business owner or some self-employed person online, like whatever. It can definitely take you places, but it's a double-edged sword because, like Crendor just said, and I can relate exactly to what you just talked about, if you're not experiencing growth, or dare I say you're experiencing like a sort of regression, it can lead to a very strong sense of defeatism, like in your mind. Like it's sort of like you attach a lot of your value to your growth. And when growth is not happening, you feel sort of belittled a little bit, maybe a bit depressed because of it. And it's a pro and con kind of mindset. Personally, I fucking love it. I love, like, my definition of success, number one, is growth. Like, it is the desire for, like, constant growth in anything. It could be lifting more weight in the gym. It could be trying to make more money. It could be trying to write more books because you love writing. It could just be trying to have more children because, man, you want to be a big family man. It doesn't matter. Like, you're looking at your situation and you're just saying, you know what? I want more. And why do I want more? Because I feel like I should have more. Because I love myself, and I guess I want to spoil myself a little bit. Why lift 315 pounds in the gym with a deadlift when you could do 316? Am I right, guys? Like keep pushing. Never stop. Because another thing is I tend to find I've talked to a lot of people all around the world. I've traveled a lot and I've spoken to a lot of people online. And sometimes when I talk to people and they're really struggling with, just feeling really down, or they're just really struggling mentally. I remember I went to a party recently and I was talking to a few guys there, and some of them were kind of, I don't know, like they were very like down in the doldrums. And we were having like this conversation, and the guys were essentially saying like, yeah, I feel like this one dude, he was like 36, and he was like, I feel like I've wasted like a lot of my life. Like I've wasted a lot of my time. And I really hate it when people say that. Well, I don't hate it. I just kind of sort of pity these people because, like, to me, another thing, I define success. I don't know if you would agree with this, but looking back on your life and knowing that you didn't waste your time. Like I love looking back on yesterday and being like, oh man, I did that stream yesterday and it was an awesome stream. Or 2 days ago, I went mountain biking and I rode further than I've ridden in like 2 years. That was awesome. Like, I love that feeling because I don't feel like I'm wasting my time. I feel like I'm alive, dare I say. And like, to me, going back to what we talked about before, the YouTube success and stuff, and the, wants reinforcing the must. Like, to me, it's just a mountain biking ride. It's just a stream. It's just choosing a salad over a cookie. Like, it's like whatever. But I look back at that and I'm proud of it. And then, like, tomorrow, someone will come to me and, like, some of these guys, for example, and others in my life, and they'll say, like, wow, you're losing weight and, you're doing really well on Twitch and you're doing, like, whatever. And, like, man, like, I don't know. It's just like they come to you for advice sometimes. And I don't know. It's sort of like a big subject. I'm kind of dancing around a little bit, but don't waste your time. Like, that's really all I'm trying to get at. Yeah. Do something every day, or try to anyway, that where you can be like, oh, I'm proud that I did that. I'm happy. And it could be something so small, like just reading for 5 minutes. And hey, if a day goes by where you're like, I don't feel like doing anything today, and like maybe you just are lazy, you sit on the couch, you eat ice cream, and you watch Netflix. Who cares? There's a time to work and a time to rest. Don't be so hard on yourself. Even Beowulf took a break sometimes. I'm sure even Alexander the Great sat back and enjoyed an opium pipe at one point, or just enjoyed like a show, like a dance show or something, whatever they had back then. Even the greatest people in the world take a moment just to chill and to be lazy. Like, don't be so hard on yourself.
Yeah. Like, I think the problem is when people become complacent in that laziness, right? It's one thing if it's like, I had a hard day and I'm going to chill out. Or like, man, I've been working a lot, I need to take a break and just chill out. It's another thing if literally every day is like, hey, it's another day of chilling out. Yeah. It's like, nah, I want something more, Like, want more. Like, and people, like, I don't know, like, sometimes I've talked to people about this because, like, people will, like, talk to me sometimes. I don't know if you've ever had this encounter before in your life. I've had this encounter many times where I've had, like, some guys talk to me, some ladies, and they'll want to be self-employed. Like, they'll want to work for themselves, start their own business, do whatever online. And then, like, they'll, like, ask me for advice because it's my job. It's your job too. Mm-hmm. And I'll give them advice, but I don't know. It's like they sort of bite back at it a little bit. Like, and one of the first things I say is just simply want more. Like, just want more. And then they're like, oh, well, you have to be satisfied with your current position and the way things are because that's what happiness is. And I'm like, no, it's not. I was like, that's just stagnation. That's not happiness. I mean, if you're happy with your current situation, why are you even coming to me for advice? The fact that you're coming to me for advice shows that you're not happy with your situation. Yeah. Like what are you talking about? So I think, with happiness, I think happiness also gets thrown around there. I think happiness is a state of like, I'm happy right now, or I'm sad right now. Like emotions can change and fluctuate like instantaneously. I mean, like, I can go on a walk and be happy. I can go like get a hamburger and be happy while I'm eating the hamburger. Like, man, I'm happy. Like, happiness is just a state of like what I'm currently in, or maybe something else happens and I'm anxious, or something else happens and I'm sad. Like, that's what that. I think when I work towards like self-employment or like making videos or anything, I think I'm always working towards a state of I guess I'm not trying to make the video to be happy. I'm trying to make the video because I am working towards something greater, like that bigger goal, the bigger accomplishment. I'm not like, I want to be happy to make this video. Like, it's nice when I make the video and I upload it, I am happy, but I'm not working towards that. I'm working towards the greater goal of like, I guess it would be more about comfort than anything. It gives me the comfort of like, hey, you know what? I have the ability to make this video, and if I don't want to, I can do something else. And having the options, I guess it's like having the options to do what you want. I think that's one of the most powerful things. And when I ever feel like I'm losing that ability to have the option of like what I want to do, whether it's like stream or make videos or write a book or do whatever, podcast, that's when my brain will like flip a switch and be like, I need to like start doing more or like change what I'm doing.
That's really good. I like that. I actually was going to ask, are happiness and success the same thing? Because I would say no.
I would say no as well.
No.
To me, happiness is just being happy, right?
Yeah. It's a temporary emotion. It's like, oh, I'm happy. And then something happens. You never know.
Yeah. I mean, you could be extremely unsuccessful and have a moment of happiness.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't say they're the same thing. I would say success can lead to more happiness.
Yeah.
But even then, there's plenty of successful people that aren't happy.
You know, something that I've found, and, you know, I've spoken to you, and I don't think me and you have ever talked about this, but I've spoken to like a few people like in the past, people that are far wealthier than I am, business owners, like whatever, some fellow YouTubers. And sometimes we'll talk about the idea, like, do you see yourself as a successful person? And something that I find is that they always say no. Like, even this one guy I know, like, the dude's a multimillionaire. And it's like, do you see yourself as a successful person? No. Why is that? Because I haven't achieved my goals yet. Not to like someone on the outside, they'll look at him like, oh, he's like this millionaire. He's super successful, but he doesn't see himself that way. And that's exactly how I think. Like yeah, I've traveled and yeah, I've got my house and everything's cool, but I do not consider myself successful because I still have goals that I want to accomplish. And after I accomplish those goals, I'm going to make more goals. Like, the thing about success, I remember reading this in a book like a few years ago. Success is not something that you just have and it is like a permanence in your life. It's something you have to maintain. Because like, if Brian Shaw tomorrow wins World's Strongest Man, great. He did it. No one's going to care in 1 week.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Like, no one cares in a week. He has to win it again and again and again, or he has to go do something else and be successful in this way or that way or that way. You have to climb other mountains of success. And that's why I would say that happiness and success are two very different things. In fact, the road to success is paved with a lot of unhappiness, I would say. But at the end of it, it's like, I think you get something even greater than happiness, or something that holds hands with happiness in a very healthy way. And that is pride in yourself.
Yeah.
And before someone leaves a comment, in my point of view, there's a really, really big difference between a healthy pride and a smug ego. You can be proud of who you are and not be an asshole. You right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to name any names. Okay. But yeah. So that's what I think. What do you think about that?
I agree with that. I think it's almost like a sense of fulfillment.
Yeah.
I think is the good word. And that's like when you feel fulfilled, you might not even be happy if you've achieved a goal or fulfilled a goal, but it's like you might be like, hey, you know what? I'm glad I did that. Now on to the next one. I think that's even what a lot of people do. They'll make a video, right? Maybe they make that wow machinima and it does really well. And instead of even taking some time, which is what I've actually done, where it's like you take some time to like sit back a little bit and be like, hey, you know what? I did achieve that goal I was trying to do. Maybe I did make that 100,000 view video. And instead of taking the time to appreciate that, they're instantly like, all right, on to the next one.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
200,000 now.
Yeah. 200,000. And that's fine. But I feel like you should still still take some time to appreciate what you've done. You know,
Yeah.
like have a glass of wine or smoke a cigar or just
That's right.
You know, do whatever you want to just hang out and chill out and be like, hey, you know what? I did it. You know, I am capable of doing that thing. And then move on to the next one and challenge yourself.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Any other thoughts? Success.
I'd say it's also like you said, it's success isn't a I've achieved it and now it's there. Like in one way, yes, you are now part of history, but in another sense, like I made machinimas back in the day, you made machinimas back in the day, and those are going to be there and people have watched them and they have nostalgia about them, and that's part of our history, but that's not going to help us grow today. Like people might go back and watch them and it's nice, but you have to continuously evolve and adapt with the times. And I think in that process of changing and evolving, you are going to develop new interests and new goals and new everything, like wanting to grow my Warhammer channel. I didn't have that goal back 7 years ago, but now that's a goal I have today. And so I think it is healthy to kind of constantly change your vision of what your goals are.
I mean, success is really just a title. I mean, I think that the moment, I don't know, like, I think the only moment, I get my personal opinion here, I don't think I will ever look at my life and say I am successful. Never. Like, I think the only time when I would maybe say that is like the moment before I die. Like, yes, I had a successful life. Boom, and I'm gone. But like, I'm always setting goals. Like, I'm always like striving for a little bit more. Like, I mean, I like the other day, before maybe like me and you cast the wrong image to the viewers, like, the other day I finished streaming, a great stream, hung out with the audience, we had an awesome time, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch a movie, guys, and I'm gonna let you guys go, see you later, goodbye. And I went and I watched the movie Interstellar, which I had never seen before.
Oh yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, so I watched it for the first time. It was like 2 or 3 nights ago, and I was sitting in my living room, and I was wrapped up in my blanket, and I was chilling out, and my dog was sleeping like next to me and stuff, and I was like, man, like, this is great. Like, I was just drinking my water, watching this movie, like had the fireplace going. It's not a real fireplace, it's an electric one. But it was nice, casting like some nice like ambiance light into the area. And I was like, dude, this is fucking awesome. Like, and taking those moments, like you said, to kind of like just look back and just kind of be thankful for what you have, it's just really important. But I don't know. Again, I know there's definitely going to be some people that'll probably disagree with everything that we're saying.
Yeah.
Like, and I've met them. Believe me, I've met the freaking the fucking like Buddhas of society that are like, dude, like, it's not about wanting things, man. It's not about growing. It's about becoming one with everything in the moment. Yeah, nah. Nah. Like, no. I don't agree with that even in the slightest.
Wow,
I was like, I'll let the trees do that. All right.
The trees can be one.
Yeah, the trees can be one in the moment and it's centered with the universe in the moment. I'm gonna think about tomorrow and think about the cool things I'm gonna do tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then once I'm done doing those things, I'm gonna chill and I'm gonna watch a movie and chill out with my dog, and it's gonna be awesome.
Hell yeah. Speaking
That's
of
just
that,
me.
After this, I'm
gonna
stream some more. Yeah.
I might stream too. I still feel pretty good. Although I will admit, this might be a little TMI, but while you were talking at one point, I might have accidentally ripped off half my toenail. So I've actually been in this terrible pain this entire time.
How'd you do that?
Well, I was just kind of like my toenail was kind of like split at this one part, and I was just like, oh, like, whatever. Like, I just kind of like picked at it, and then it started to actually like come like undone. I was like, well, I gotta cut this toenail anyway, so I figured I would just swipe it to the right and just take off the end of the toenail. Like, who cares? Bare hand. And I kind of accidentally took off like half my toenail,
Oh,
It hurts.
I would imagine so. I mean, when I got my toenails off, they were numb. So,
I mean, it's not that bad, but I mean, it don't look too pretty. Let's just put it that way. Like, here I am, like, yeah, all about success and climbing the mountain. Ow.
my toe.
My toe.
Isn't that from like mountain biking? Probably.
Maybe. That's actually a good theory. Yeah, maybe.
So I've heard a lot of runners and stuff have it happen. So a lot of mountain biking would probably do the same thing.
Maybe. Yeah, just bouncing around in the shoes or something. I don't know. I mean, I'll be all right. It's fine.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I went mountain biking today, and it was, oh my God, dude. I mentioned it before we started recording. I was talking to Crendor very briefly, and it was just like, guys, dude, I don't know what happened today, but I got out there. This has happened to me twice since I started my fitness journey, but my gosh, dude, I like got on the bike. I was like hyped. I was like, dude, let's do this. And it was like 2 minutes, like not even 2 minutes, like into the ride. And I was like, oh my God, I feel terrible. Like, I just felt like I had no energy. I felt weak. I felt fatigued. I still did the entire ride. I actually accomplished a goal today. Like, I rode all of Colonel Francis Betty Park, no breaks, no nothing, which was awesome.
Oh, wow.
But still, like, man, like, was it tough? Like, I just felt sick the whole time. I felt tired, and then I got home, and I took a nap, and I didn't stream when I was supposed to. A little disappointed there, but you know what? Hey, that's okay. I still accomplished that riding goal. And maybe it's just because I haven't ridden in a while, because it's been raining a lot. And also, I smoked a cigar yesterday, so maybe that crap is still in my system a bit. I don't know.
Yeah, could just be the combo.
Yeah, maybe I just didn't eat properly or drink enough.
True, too.
So, I don't know. But I still did it. Got the goal done.
Hell yeah.
And I had a good stream earlier.
Yeah.
Now it's time to stream again.
Yeah.
What are you going to play on stream?
Honestly, I don't know yet.
Let's see. Well, next week I'm doing a LAN party. My friend Fishy, he's going to be coming over, and we're actually going to LAN Halo Combat Evolved.
Oh, man.
Yeah, like do co-op. It's going to be awesome.
Great. Are you going to play it in your house or are you going to play it in your gazebo?
Oh, dude. Now you're thinking with portals. No, we'll probably. No, if we end up, I would love to play it in my gazebo.
Have you done a gazebo stream yet?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh.
I did a cigar stream with Fishy a few days ago. It was maybe like a week ago at this point. And we were sitting in the gazebo smoking cigars, and dude, I love that gazebo. Like, even today. Awesome. Yeah, like, even today, like I went out there. Me and my mom had dinner in it yesterday. But today I went out there and I opened up my laptop and I just worked on my book.
Oh.
Like for like, I don't know, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, however long it was.
That's
and it was great. Yeah, it's very comfy.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Nice and chill.
You'll have to come over one day. Bring Toaster Woman and we'll do a stream in the gazebo.
Yeah. That sounds great.
It's big. Like, it's a big gazebo.
Yeah, someone was like, Nixxiom's friend said he didn't get his sloth pants yet. And I was like, yeah, well, there's Corona and shit happening, so shipping's delayed, all right?
Yeah, where'd you hear that at? Were you watching one of my streams or something?
Someone in my stream came in and was like, Nixxiom's friend said he didn't get his thing. And I was like, yeah, well, there's a pandemic happening, so the shipping's kind of slowed down, all right?
That's Fishy. That's the guy that's going to come for the LAN party.
Yeah, well, there's a pandemic happening. Shipping slowed down.
He actually has a pair of Kren Sloth sweatpants already. He just wants another pair.
Oh, I like it.
So I'm like, I like it. I'm like, you spoiled child. You already have a pair of sweatpants. Like, you don't need another pair. Be patient. Damn.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, but no, we'll probably do the LAN party like right here in this room. I'll set up the webcam so I can see both of us. Play some Halo. Be awesome. Yeah. We gotta play a game together at some point.
Oh yeah, we do.
Yeah, like we did for that one episode of Two Nerds.
Oh yeah, we gotta play more chess.
Oh yeah, we gotta play chess. Leave suggestions for other games too, chat.
Yeah.
You know, whatever you want.
Yeah.
But all right.
All right.
We should go stream.
We should. Good talk. Good talk.
That was real good talk. All right. Yeah. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you hate us? Do you love us? Are you going to hit that subscribe button and the bell? Ring it.
Ring up.
Perfect. Yeah, hit that bell. You better. Well, that's right. Yeah. Those new 2 nerds next week.
Woo.
And that's pretty much it. You got anything to say?
No, not really.
Well, okay. Well, I'm going to wrap this one up because you started it.
All right.
Guys, thank you all for watching. Really appreciate it. Or listening, I should say. A lot of you guys have been asking, are we going to get the episodes or the podcast on like Spotify and like stuff like that? Honestly, we should. I've just been a bit lazy looking into it. But I'll look into it. All right. Coming soon. Well, maybe we'll talk about it next week. I'll be like, okay, this is my research, because I don't know if it was Spotify or some other website where you have to like pay monthly or something to upload podcasts. I don't know. But whatever. Either way, guys, thank you all for listening. Updates next week. Leave suggestions for future topics down in the comment section below. Ask questions. Blah, blah, blah. Create a discussion. We're reading. And we love you. And as always, I'm going to give Crendor a final word. Go ahead.
See you.